Hey guys, how's it going? And today I have a new data pack for what I'm calling the Map-Maker'sToolbox. This data pack is chat system / dialogue, and it's just here to help you make chat a lot easier. So let's just take a quick example at what you can make with this so that you know what you're downloading before you look at the whole tutorial. So CloudWolf joined the game, next. Hey, this is a demo dialogue, next. To use blah, 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 and you can read through all this. I'm going to explain it in my own words a different way, but you can see how it looks, and then it's all done. And it doesn't say next at the end, and it didn't say next here. So what you may be thinking is, what are all the settings? So let's go through basically just everything that you can do for this. Okay, so when you start the data pack and you type /reload, and everything reloads, it should pop up with this, CloudWolf's Map-Maker Toolkit. And from now on, anytime you download one of my Map-Maker Toolkit's data packs, they will just propagate into here with the looking exactly the same way. So it'll say this all the time, and it'll always say installed tools, chat system, or whatever ones you have. So chat system's installed. You don't have to download a separate data pack. This works with all of them, and it will always work. So don't worry about that. Just download the data packs you want, put them in your data packs folder. And I guess maybe I should start by showing you how you get the data pack. So there's two methods, and this was unclear before, and I just want to be clear. So what you'll have is, let me create a zip file. Okay, so you're gonna have this compressed zip folder that you download. You put it in your packs, open the folder, okay? So you open it, right? Let me delete this. Okay, so in the zip folder, you're gonna have a folder inside the folder. So click and drag it into here. Just like that, and replace files, because I already have it. But that's it. So you have the folder, the zip file, and you put it in here. Now, double click on it, make sure that the first thing inside it says data and pack. Now, for some people, when they do extract here or they go in here and drag it out, what happens is it's not the right thing. So just make sure that you have a folder that's like this, and it's not a folder inside a folder, because that is a common mistake, having a folder in a folder. Yes. And so that's how you download it. So now once I'm in here, it should pop up like this and you'll be good. So you come here, and when you in the chat system, it'll have a list of things that you can do. There's create system, list of functions, settings, and uninstall. So uninstall gets rid of everything. You don't have to worry. Let me type reload again, but uninstall will just delete everything, which is just good practice to have in a data pack, just a way to delete it. So create sequential chat dialogue with just copy and paste. So a lot of it is clickable text with hover text that tells you more about it. So this will create the system. So when I click that, it starts this, and it starts the chat dialogue with the next button and everything. But let's really quickly go to settings, and we can mess with some settings. So we can have, there's 3 settings currently, and I can add more stuff to this pack and have updates for you guys later if you want. One of the settings is to have this button, which the button, some people like it, some people don't. You can turn it off, and you can make your own button so that it's aligned properly. But I just have the button auto-generate if you don't want to make your own. Next, we have the right-click. So this also is a setting that lets you just right-click instead of have a button, so you don't have to hit T and click things. And then there's also clear each sequence. So this will get rid of all of the leftover stuff when you go to a new sequence. So the way it works is you have a line, and anything in this direction, the positive X direction, is going to be played in sequence, and anything in the Z direction is a new sequence. So if I have like 2 characters talking or a set of characters talking, everything would go in this direction. And then when they're done talking, I would create a new line for the next thing that happens. And making the next line trigger is all up to you. I'm not going to somehow magically figure out what's supposed to happen. So we have the settings. Let's go to list of functions. This is all the functions that you can kind of mess with and use. Now there's a lot of cool things you can do with it, but let's just do read. Read is going to play current dialogue. So We'll play it again, and now we have this and this. Okay, so read is, that's my bad. Read is not going to create the villager again. You have to do start. There you go. So start will initialize things. So as you can see now, there's the villager. There's a slight flash. You can remove the texture if you need to. So when I right click without going in the chat, it still advances. So that's another way. Or I can click here. So I can also right click without it, or I can click here. So now the end of sequence. So when you're at the end, it's gone. The villager's gone. As you can see, it's not at me. And it doesn't say the word next. This is something that I added right here. But you would create your own button or your own thing that happens, because, for example, these two characters have talked and they told you that you need to go to the store. So now you go to the store and then you want it to start the next chat between you and the person at the store, right? So you would determine when the next chat happens. And to do that, you just come back to your list of functions. So the one that will help you do that is, so start is going to start the one that you're on. We won't want to start this again. Start next moves to and starts the next chain. So we want to start this next chain. So we can do start next, control copy, and then we have this command. So we can just go like, you wouldn't want to be this simple, but you can just do that. And then a button. So let's just pretend this is, you click it to, I don't know, check out at the store or something. I don't know what would trigger this next thing, but now that you do that, it starts the next one and you can go through it. You would probably want to put this line of code when you check where the player is or something like that. Yeah, so that's just the basics of how to make it work. There's a lot of other things. Ooh. There's a lot of other things that you can do. So there's origin. Origin will just return it to the beginning. So that's kind of a way to reset it. Next is just how you advance it. Let's go back to origin. Read is how you read the one that you're currently on without doing anything like spawning a new villager. Then there's a few other interesting things. So new next line is going to go to the next line. So this will move him that way, but it's not going to read. It's just going to move to the next line. So then, let's see. The next one is, if I put some up here, you can stack some on top and go next layer, and that will move you up, and previous layer will move you down. Then next layer fixed will bring you back to the beginning and move up. So maybe you just want to save space, and instead of going all the way this way, you want to wrap and stack some on top. So next layer fix would bring you back here to the positive corner. Previous layer brings you down to the positive corner, just down one. So it does origin and then moves you up, or origin and moves you down. Then the last one is start next layer. Start next layer moves you to the next line like you would normally, and up one. So, and it starts. There's no text in here, so it doesn't exactly know what to say. It's just saying nothing. But start next layer will go up one and over one. And start previous layer will go down one and over one. But it won't be able to do that because, oh, did I use the wrong thing? Oh, whatever. Anyway, so start previous layer will go down one and over one. Now you may be wondering why that's a good tool. Well, let's say you have, let's move it back to the origin. Okay, so it's at the origin. Let's say you finish the text, right? Then you have an option. Yes, no, okay? So yes, what yes does is it plays start next, and it will go to this sequence. No, where does no go? No goes to start next layer. So this whole chat sequence down here is for yes. If they pick yes, it'll say all these things in a row. If they say no, it'll do all these things in a row. And you can use that to branch, and it can really expand a lot with yes, no, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just, there's a lot of flexibility with this system, and hopefully you guys can find it really useful. I'm going to use it myself personally. I might have my own custom buttons or just use the right click, just because the next button doesn't line up perfectly under the text. But yeah, it's pretty good. This doesn't always line up right, but I wanted to include it just so you had it. So if you guys think this is useful and want to use it, go ahead. Maybe give me credit somewhere, and hopefully I can come up with a few more things that might be useful to add to this, I don't know, series of some sort. But anyways, guys, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.